What's up, y'all? It's KB, and I love movies. Thank you for coming back to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. I have all this new stuff. I've been just playing with StreamYard, so I have new fancy overlays and stuff that I just been playing with. But just want to thank you for joining us. If you haven't done so already, do that. And if you want to, do that. So that's totally up to you. Joining us on this episode of The Conversation, he's been one of my favorite people that I saw on 4K D-Ray's Steelbook. Well, see, I immediately went to Steelbooks. The man is more than Steelbooks. Let's just start with that. On the film collection battle, and his personality and his wit is something that's totally memorable. As the monkeys sit here, from Charlie's Cinematic Universe to Bob's Tournament of Steel, round one, your reply was the best answer to Do You Know of Labyrinth, causing him laughing constipation in a good way. And he's happy that you're on the conversation. That makes two of us. We got my man Jay Fox, a.k.a. Steels, Rays, and 4Ks.
Thank you. Need like an applause going on here.
I
used to have one of those boxes. I used to have one of those boxes when I would do these, where you could push and it would do like an audience laugh or applaud. Mm-hmm. I got rid of it. It just kept wigging out. I was like, man, I love that thing though.
Yeah, kind of like my AirPods tonight. Just
okay.
Yeah, man, I wanted to have you on for this thing because I think there's, especially among Bluetubers and collectors, some of us have this pack rat mentality that just because you collect and you buy a lot of stuff, especially boutiques and premiums, that you're not a movie watcher. Right. And I know for a fact that you are a movie watcher. So
I love watching movies. I love watching movies.
That's what got us here, right?
That's right. That's it. I love watching them. I mean, I definitely can't watch as many as I used to. That's the one downfall right now. Mm-hmm. But I'm slowly trying to get the kids in. On my YouTube, I introduced that family movie night that we've done a couple of that I would definitely want to keep going. But like when we get all the kids here, I want to try making that like every other week thing, just to start introducing them to some good old favorites of mine. And then seeing what they pick out, because we kind of do like a round a wheel that everybody gets to pick. So it's been interesting.
Yeah. If you saw the Christmas episode, I have 3 children and they're older now, but they all have memories of Friday movie nights, and that meant we're not going to eat at the table. We might just eat in front of the TV, or right after dinner we go to the living room and we watch a movie together. Sometimes they pick, sometimes it was whatever the hot movie that came out on Tuesday, and we hold it till Friday. No phones. You either watch or fall asleep. And my baby girl was just like always falling asleep. So now she's like, how come everybody seemed that about you? And you fell asleep. But those memories stay. They're in their 20s now, and they remember Friday movie nights. They would give up hanging out with their friends because it was Friday movie night, and that continued until like late high school. Couldn't beat Friday Night Lights. So
yeah. When I was growing up, it was the same thing. We'd go to the Blockbuster or the Hollywood Video Store. Mm-hmm. We'd snatch up something, whether it was brand new or old, and we'd watch it that night. And then like Saturday morning, I'd watch my Saturday morning cartoons, and I would sit there and just rewatch whatever movie we got. So sometimes I'd make it all the way through. Sometimes it was time to go do something. But I love that. I miss that about video stores. It's fun, the whole streaming thing. You can sit there and go through it, but just there's something about, something about if they pick a movie out that I know I have, it's something that where they can come up here and like physically get it. Right. And check it out. I really like that.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference. And now even when they come home, if we're going to watch a movie, there's like a family text going back and forth because we are not going to sit down in front of Netflix and just like death scroll looking for something we all agree on. No,
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to agree on this earlier in the week,
Right.
and then we're going to come together. Or same one, the one that used to fall asleep will every once in a while text me and say, have you seen this? Have you seen this? And, you know, like she was coming home and she wanted to see all these 30s, 40s, and 50s musicals. And I was like, oh my God, baby, I don't have most of those, but Daddy will get them.
We will go hunting for them now.
We will hunt. Hunting we will go. This is a good start, man. I'm enjoying this.
Yeah, buddy.
Just to tell you how we typically do it, we start with a non-movie question. Then we get into the movie stuff, of course, and we end every episode with the same 5 questions, which we call the 5 takes. We are not alone, so let's check in with the chat and see who's joining us. We got Adrian James on the check-in. Good evening, sir. How are you? Talking about Steelbooks Movie Hunter 2020. Good evening. Hey, hey. Thank you, sir. Smash that like button. I like that. I like that. We got my man Andy in the house. What's up, Fish?
There he is.
Hello to everyone. Holland Oates. Happy Monday to you as well, sir. Yeah, man. Jay Fox comes in and it's like, all I think is Steelbooks.
I know.
So, yeah. The man is more than Steelbooks. I'll just keep saying that.
Not much more, but it's mostly still.
He's more than Steelbooks in 1 clicks.
Yeah.
What up, Ms. A? Got to get you on soon, my friend. Michael, he watched my top 25 90s movies. He agrees with me with Top Story 2, T2, and Goodfellas in the top 10. Well, I'm glad you agree. We don't always have to agree, but it's all good.
That's right.
We got Laren in the house saying good evening. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Who else? Hey, Tony P in the house. What's going on, sir?
Cody.
We got the lovely Mama Blu-ray joining us. Hello. Hope you're doing well. We got Brother Dell on the check-in saying, what's up?
What's up?
We got Mega Mike the Movie Man saying, hello, party people. After you're done with us at 9 p.m. Eastern, Mega Mike is having his own live stream, and I'm going to be on that as well. I have a busy night. But he's talking about sequels that were better than the original.
Ooh.
And, of course, there's a couple that comes to mind for everybody, but we're going to put a little twist on it to make it unique. So tune in, check in, see what we're talking about over on Mega Mike's channel, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. Join us.
I like it.
Fans of something. I've seen these 2 guys recently. I don't know where, though. Yes, and Blockbuster is back. They're opening up a couple stores out west. Did you hear about that?
I was waiting. Was that what the announcement was? The last thing I heard was the website was saying something, but nobody knew what was going on. So it's actually going to be physical stores.
Yeah, I don't know what the spin will be on it, but it's going to be interesting to see how they do it for sure.
I need to reach out for a franchise. I need to get one here. I'll totally be a manager of one. That'd be awesome.
Video stores are awesome. You think they'll ever come back for the experience? I think for people who are older, 30s and up, say, there's the nostalgia of it.
Yeah.
And they could definitely do spins of that. So like Huck over at Huck's Pop Culture Cafe went to a pop-up and it had like a Blockbuster theme, but it was really about get your drink on and look at old movie VHS covers.
Right.
So there's things like that they could do, but I think because streaming is king, it's going to be hard pressed. People are going to go for nostalgia. It's like buying a video game console, like an arcade console or something. It's pure nostalgia.
Oh yeah.
Do you agree?
Definitely. Yeah. It's sad. I would love to have. I mean, besides the big giant used store that we have fairly locally here, there's nowhere to really go for new things. But I'm kind of I'm hopeful with records making the comeback that they're making, and like here locally, just it's about 45 minutes from here. You got the Jack White's got his 3-man records, and so I mean, there's hope out there. It's just going to take. It's just the location. I'm guessing is going to be the key. I mean, I would love to be able to open a storefront where you can come and get brand new titles
Yeah.
Whether and you know, bring in Arrow, bring in premiums and all this stuff. But you know, I live 45 minutes out of Nashville. How many people are really gonna come to a place like that and spend the money?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things. It would be awesome to see. But I feel like everybody's getting kind of, you know, your Netflix and everybody, they can only pump out so much.
Yeah, and licenses cost a lot of money too.
Yeah, and they're already, you know, like they're dropping certain things here and there. Who's going to get it? Is anybody going to get it? Well, I think like at the end of this month they're losing the Hunger Games trilogy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, so where does that go? Or you know, is it already planned to go somewhere else? Or it's just all these what ifs and everything. And I think eventually people are going to start sitting down and doing their budget. I mean, honestly, like how many streaming services are you paying for? Thinking I'm putting the cable man down, but like no, not really. Like you can probably get a better deal now at the cable company. Honestly,
you just got a new pimp.
Yeah, basically. I don't know. I'm hopeful. I'm very hopeful.
Yeah.
But maybe this Blockbuster news. When this is over, I'm definitely looking into it because if they're offering like franchises, I might need to make some phone calls. That would be awesome.
That's dope. Eddie's Films and Stuff joining us. What's up, my friend? Benicio. What's up, my friend? He's also going to be on the stream tonight, so that should be fun to see some of the sequels he pulls, being a big horror fan.
Oh, yeah.
Jeff K with the info. The Kino sale got pushed back. Yay, another paycheck. I went overboard on Criterion because I said I was going to get 2 sets, and then I put it in my cart, and I went to check out, and I already had 3 other single titles in there. And Fish was laughing at me because I just said, check out. So
Criterion, man, that's one of those rabbit holes I'm trying not to fall into. I really am. I think I've got like a handful.
It's not kimchi.
I've got a handful, and I'm just trying to stay away as long as I possibly can.
Mm-hmm. We got Mika in the house saying hello to everyone.
Hey.
What's up, sis? People going back and forth saying hey to hey to hey to hey. We got Jay Rick in the house. Jodo's Video Village will be joining us on Wednesday for a conversation as well. So if you're around 7 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday night, please join us. Should be fun. Get to know my friend. Talking to man, there's my man Huck. Talking about loving video stores and missing that experience. For sure. What is Eddie saying? We'll be out in the LA area in October, so fingers crossed we'll get a chance to visit New Blockbuster. Hope so. Give us a nice little video about it.
Yeah.
We got Caprice in the house. What's up, lady?
Hey.
Bobby Blue. Jody, if you open a Blockbuster, I need to partner with you. I'll relocate. Dude, you just moved. You just moved to your new place.
I was going to say, you just like put up new shelves, got your room all laid out. What you talking about, man?
Yeah. Oh, on topic. Amazing Anna was just talking about, do we really need the streaming services and this one and that one? Bro, if you're buying physicals that, you know, if you're getting Megan and it's just a few days after Peacock got it, and you know, Amazon has this, that, and the third. Really, to me, these days, streaming services are for 2 things: TV shows that I can't get anywhere else, and when I feel lazy to go to my collection and pull something out.
Yeah,
you know,
like if I want to watch a movie in my bedroom, that there is no Blu-ray player in there. So you know, stuff like that. But is that worth the price that keeps ticking up every other month? I don't know.
I have YouTube TV mainly for sports, you know, basketball, football, that kind of stuff, baseball in the summer. And they're going up another $15, which, I mean, small amount, but still reflective of the rest of the price. That's a 20% increase.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Too much. Jodo says, I hope there's a surge of local video store rental stores. As much as Blockbuster was, they're part of the reason why we lost video stores in the first place. It depends on where. I would say in the bigger cities, yes, but a lot of small towns kept their franchises like Family Video
Yeah,
and
Family
mom and
Video.
pop stores. I know Blockbuster was like the Friday night, Saturday night, you and a date want to just get something and chill.
Right.
But during the week, new releases on Tuesdays, Fridays, whatever it was, I gave the mom and pop stores my business, because you could get in with them and say, I'm here every Tuesday, blah blah blah, hold the new releases for me, things like that.
Oh yeah.
Bring them a cup of coffee or a pizza or something. They treat you like family.
Yeah, they do.
That kind of thing. Oh, the monkey has a question for you. Did you ever get mistaken for Michael J. Fox because of your name? You're missing the Michael, but the J. Fox part. Or did you get better deals on hotel rooms?
No, I used to. We kind of, when I was younger, we moved. We moved when I was in like the middle of second grade, and then we moved again when I was in the middle of fourth or fifth. I can't remember. Both times, because of my young dumb self, I'd come into like this new class. You don't know anybody. No, you don't know what to do, and everybody is like, Fox, we related to Michael J. Fox? I'd be like, yes, I am. Yep. That would last for maybe like a week or so. I'd be like, I don't know why I'm this. I just need some friends, y'all. But
I'm just messing with you. Oh man, Jerry on the check-in saying, what up?
What's up?
A couple more people. My man Nick, what's good? Oh yeah, cancel that free YouTube trial. The Oscars are over. All right. So let's get started with these questions and keep the chat going as well, people. So my non-movie question for you. I always like to start with one of those. Well, no, I'm not even going to do that because we're already down the road. Let's just talk movies. So we're making jokes about Steelbooks. How did you get into Steelbooks as like a thing just to do, like, as far as collecting and everything?
The one big Steelbook purchase that I remember that really got my attention when I just like stumbled on it at a Best Buy store was that original Harry Potter Blu-ray Steelbook box set that they put out. And I got that, and I just really liked the casing. I thought it was great. The artwork was fabulous. And then I just went down a rabbit hole and started discovering all these past releases on Steelbook. And I would find deals at some places. And then I discovered Zavvi. It must have been like right as they put the Steelbook for Flight of the Navigator on sale, because it was still in stock. And I was like, oh, damn, that thing's beautiful. And once I discovered them, I went down a whole new rabbit hole. But then me and eBay became best friends. But yeah, I mean, for whatever reason, that big Harry Potter, the Blu-ray box, when they redid it in 4K, I got rid of that Blu-ray version and got the 4K. I like those a little bit better. But for whatever reason, that one just grabbed me, and it just sent me down this rabbit hole of what else have they done on Steelbook. And I mean, I still find things to this day that I wasn't aware of that had one in the past. And what's kind of nice nowadays is the fact that we're getting all these really good 4K releases, and their past Blu-ray Steelbooks that used to be stupid money are now coming down in price. So I'm able to get those.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one I'm still have my fingers crossed for is Lost in Translation. That's like one of my hunts that I just, every time I come across it, whoever's selling it is just wanting an arm and a leg for it. So maybe one day we'll get a 4K and I'll be able to snag that one.
Yeah, because then it will drop.
I hope so.
Yeah, so that was the first one, the one that got you hooked.
That set, because I don't remember anything before that, and I started posting more and more movies on my personal Instagram page, just showing off what I was getting as they were coming in. And then I was just discovering people that's all they did. Like, there was no photos of their family or stupid videos or anything. It was just all about their movies. And I was like, well, maybe I should do that. Like, maybe I should just create a separate account to just show off my movies. And so I did. That was back in 2017. And that's all it was just showing off. I had a little stool that I would place everything on, right? You know, I went through this couple different phases of how I took pictures. Used to always be three. Used to always be a front picture, a back picture. Then I would open it up, and so you get three options of pictures to see each steelbook, and then the group buy thing started, and it went the whole other direction. So
you know, that was going to be one of my questions. How did you get into that?
That was a conversation that started with Cinemuseum. Me and him were talking through DMs one day. I guess he was just done with work and he was having a drink and he just wanted to talk. Because I mean that's a pretty big premium company, and I was shocked that he was just sitting back and having a chat with me, and we just were talking, and I was just like, man, I think that we went down the rabbit hole of I wish there was a company here in the United States. I wish that I could start something like that. He's just like, it costs too much. You can get everything done a lot cheaper everywhere else in the world except for the U.S. And then I was like, man, I just wish I could figure out a way to turn this into a business. And he was like, well, why don't you just be a group buy host? And I was like, well, number one, what the hell is that? And how is that a business? And he explained to me what it was. And then he kind of gave me the layout of what other group buy hosts / businesses do to make it to a business. And then I kind of ventured out and we're seeing how they operated, what collectors were saying about how they operated. And it just seemed to me like nobody was really happy with how these other group buys were working. Everybody had some sort of complaint. And I was like, well, if you take out the business part of it, if you take out the I'm doing this to make a living part of it and just do it to help other collectors. I mean, as a collector and as a host, it excites me because I also get to get that release. Like, I don't get it for free. I got to pay for it, but I also get the opportunity to get that release. And so I just kind of took that out of the equation. So, you got how much it costs to ship it to me, and how much it costs for me to ship it to somebody. Yeah. And I just started doing that. I think that they were my first one. I think their release of Goonies was my first group buy host experience. Nobody know who the hell I was. I didn't really sell that many of them. It took them a year or two to even put it out, but gradually
now.
I know. Gradually, as I was able to get more companies to have me as a host, and they would put out things quicker, I think that's how the work. And for whatever reason, this year, I've been getting more and more follows just for group buys that I'm hosting. I'm getting a lot more messages on Instagram just needing me to explain what it is I'm doing. Yeah. And I think a lot of people are just appreciative of just the fact that I'm not doing this to make a living. I've got a full-time job. I'm doing this because, number one, I also want these releases. They're awesome. I'm obviously collecting all of them, but I want it to be easy. One of the when I was doing my research and trying to figure out what's the best way to do this, it was right around the time that Manta Lab dropped Drive. And when Manta Lab's probably one of the best ones with a direct website. But you have to be there, you have to be hitting the refresh button, and you got to have fast fingers. You got to have really fast fingers in order to get something. Somehow I scored the one click of Drive. And then I went right over to Instagram. I went right over to Reddit. And it was just like everybody bitching. Just everybody's bitching. How many did they really have? How many did they give to these group buys? And all, nobody. There's a large group of collectors that when they hear the word group buy, they're just angry. They're just angry about it. And I started to get it. I was like, yeah, this kind of sucks. And that's what kind of got my wheels turning on. Well, if you take out the I'm not trying to take any more of your money that I need. I need you to pay for shipping. That's basically what I'm asking you to
Pretty
do.
much.
I need you to pay for shipping, please.
And the thing about that is, if they were shipping from Germany, Korea, whatever, it would be a lot more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, the only deal that I get as a group buy house is that all those editions come here. So that one shipping fee, as large as it is, if you were to individually ship those out, it would be even more.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm able to take I'm able to create pretty much a good average of how much things are gonna cost, and that's just what I build into all the prices. It's just the easiest thing for me to do, and the only thing here lately that I think I discovered toward the end of last year was shipping to California can be a pain in the butt. But I think so far everybody's kind of understood when I made that announcement of, listen, I'm sorry, but if you live in California, you got to help me out just a little bit more. This is getting a little bit ridiculous. So far, I haven't had any. Everybody seems to understand. So
this is my question, but I know that others have it. Well, even before that, I would say this. As you can imagine, for these conversations, I like to do my research because I try to have unique questions for the most part. And I was just watching this random Brit, and he was talking about how he got into group buys, and he started to blow up your name, like giving you praises. No, all good, all good.
Okay, good.
Giving you praises and everything. And I was like, how does he know about Jody? Like, he's over there.
It's getting weird, man.
It's easier for him to get stuff than it is for us here in the States, but he was giving you shout outs. And I was like, oh, and the video ended and I was like, oh, I got to go back and I'll send that to Jody so he could check it out. But this is my question about that. And I'm sure others have this question too. Do you personally participate in every group buy?
Not everyone. I mean, there's definitely been some that it's a cool release, but I'm okay. You know, that's like, but yeah, but if it's a Manta Lab release, I'm getting some edition of it. I don't care which one, but I'm definitely gonna buy one. I mean, that's like I think, you know, if you started getting into some collectors one-on-one, they might get pissed at the fact that one of those editions that I get allocated, I buy for myself. But I mean, hey, I mean, it's like. It beats me charging an extra $10 a spot, you know, just for me to keep, you know. So,
or the thing a lot of people are doing, and it's as simple as, you know, Best Buy Lionsgate exclusives, is they will buy 2 or they will buy 10,
right?
And sell that second one of those other 9 and cover their cost in the sale of those other items. So it's a racket any way you look at it. In some cases, the way people are, but you know, when you have.
Go ahead. I was gonna say here lately, the only reason I buy 2 of everything I buy from Best Buy is because they won't let me pick it up at the store anymore. So I was like, okay, send me 2. Surely to God, one of those is going to be okay, and then I take the other one back. So
I know someone else who does that, sometimes as many as 6, and he's in the chat.
There he is.
What's up, Tony?
Hey. Yeah, he wears them out. I love that guy.
Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes you have to, because
you have to get a good version.
Yeah, they don't understand that we're looking for quality. We're paying a premium, so we want something that's going to come dent free in the case of Steelbooks.
Yeah.
And we don't want you just tossing it around like a stack of papers.
Yeah.
And they don't have respect for the items because it's not theirs. So, a curiosity question for me is, like, I know sometimes I look at the Instagram posts, and of course, that's where you could find him. Right.
There it is, right
there.
Right. All this.
Yeah, all that. So if you want to get in on some premium group buys where he's only really charging you extra for shipping, that's the place. I know I missed out on Psycho. I wanted that Bates Motel, but I couldn't move fast enough.
I think I actually got okayed to have some more. You might be able to hit me up after this.
Let's talk.
But
what do you do? Like, let's say you get 15 slots and they don't all fill. What happens?
That was a fun adventure last year. I I played the gambling game a little bit too much last year in group buy hosting. A lot of them will give you a deadline. Take like Manta Lab, for instance. If I get allocated 10 of each edition, they're usually a one click and usually 3. Sometimes it's been 2, but usually it's 3 editions and a one click. So if they give me 10 of each of those, I have a deadline to let them know how many I either sold or how many I think I'm going to sell. But I just hate pushing that deadline. I like letting them know as soon as I can, because I don't really know how they operate. Like, are those officially mine until that deadline, or what? You know? So, like, way too much last year. Way too much last year. I would just whatever any group I said, this is what you're allocated. I would just be like, okay, I'll take those. Yeah. And it did not always work out. So I was buying a lot of things. The one thing I did notice, it sucked, especially when it comes to Manta Lab, because like I said, they have a very great direct website. And when people reach out to me for the details on a Manta Lab release, I usually have them a week or 2 before their pre-order on their website.
Yeah.
A lot of people like to gamble too. They like to be like, okay, it's good to have this information. I'm going to try on pre-order day. So when those sell out in seconds, I do get hit up after the fact and be like, okay, what do you have left? You know? So I've also kind of got to gamble with that. Like, you know, do I want all 10? Or, you know, when it comes down to we're like 4 days before the deadline, which is pretty much the day before they go on pre-order, if I've only sold 6, do I want to buy 10, or do I want to tell them just give me 8? You know, I'll take 2 extra. Surely to God, somebody will come by. And I mean, it's just it was a gamble this year, though. I'm really gonna have to just start. If I know it's a good title and I know it's gonna sell, then I will commit. But yeah, I mean, if I've got to buy them, I've got to buy them. Yeah, and that's just out of my pocket.
We've mentioned some terms just for the uninitiated or somebody who might be watching this back on replay. Explain what a group buy is. Explain what a one-click is. I think people already know what a lenticular is, but you know,
right.
Those 2 terms. Give them a little rundown of what those 2 terms are.
The best way I can describe a group buy, it's basically when a group of collectors come together to buy one particular limited or premium item. And in order to do that, you have to have a host, and that's my role. And by being the host, I've been allocated a set amount from the distributor. I know I bring up Manta Lab a lot. They're just the easiest ones to work with, honestly. They've been great since day one. But yeah, they send me. I get the information a week or 2 before it actually goes live on their website, and then I just have that time to fill it. And the way I operate, kind of like I explained earlier, is that I take the cost of the item, and then I have a math average of how much it's, you know, once divided out, how much it's going to cost to ship all those things to me, and then to ship it to the seller. So everything comes to me first. I pack it as well as I can, and then I ship it out to everybody. So that's pretty much a group buy. Yeah. And one click. Places like Manta Lab, places like WEET, they'll put out 2 or 3 editions of a movie, and then the one click is the option where you get all of those editions in one box. And that box that holds them is exclusive. There's the one click for Her. There's the one click for Drive, and that just holds all of those editions into one box. And they only do a set number. Sometimes it's only 500. They only do 500 one clicks, and each individual edition they may only do 1,000. So everything's, you know, super limited, super rare.
And the great thing about that is, and hopefully beneficial to you, is that as more people hear about this, I mean, this is an international thing. You're buying from other countries, companies in other countries. And because you have let's keep it 100. Probably resellers doing those quick buys and getting things sold out really quickly. More people will turn to group buys, and the more they hear some random British guy talking about Jody Fox and SteelsRaysAnd4Ks, more people hopefully will turn to you for them before they try to get in on those pre-orders and battling with those resellers and so forth.
That was another thing I discovered in the research prior to becoming hosting so much, was that a lot of people were just, they would buy a whole bunch from a group buy host. They would just buy a whole bunch, whether it took multiple email addresses in order to make that happen, or the host just didn't care. They were just happy to sell them. And that's one thing. I mean, if I know you, and by me saying I know you, you've purchased a lot from me. You're always hitting me up. I'm either hunting things down for you, or you're participating in a group buy, and you tell me, hey, like, I know the one click sold out, but I really want like each edition, or hey, I've got a friend. We both want the full slip. Can I buy 2 from you? I'm okay with that, but. If you're a newcomer and you're like, hey, when this goes live, I need like 5 1-clicks. I'll be like, I don't know.
No.
I don't feel good about that. I don't feel good about that. I like,
because you're just as bad as those other guys.
Yeah, I like knowing that these are going to collections. I don't want to sell a lump to one person. And I think a lot of collectors that were going to other group buys were kind of seeing that. They were like, man, you've got this one dude on here. Or even like the same last name is listed several different times. They found workarounds, but it's obvious.
Yeah. Or they hit up multiple group buy hosts to get the same item.
Yeah.
But I have to do a comparison to like the sneaker game. Like if a new pair of Jordans come out, and somebody might buy 2 pairs. Like we used to say, one to stock, one to rock. So you would have your dead stock to put on ice, then you'd have your other pair to just wear. So I could see somebody doing that. Maybe I want to open it up and enjoy the contents, but just for posterity, I might want to just keep one sealed up, and maybe showed off on Blues, Heat Street or something in a few years.
If you got that kind of cash, I guess whatever, man. But if I'm buying something, I'm opening it.
Yeah. Let's check in with the chat. We've been going on for a while. Let's see what they're talking about. We had some people checking in already. So Bob says, if y'all aren't already subscribed to Jody, you need to do so. He's absolutely the man. I agree. Sir. I agree. Look who you brought out of the woods.
Uh-oh.
Talking about Heat Street. What's up, Jagoda? Shout out to you, always, my man. Laren says, cool shirt, J Fox. Show it off.
Oh, you like that? That's part of my hang on, let me stand up for a second. I've got there's a website called TeePublic.
Yes.
And you can I've got a store over there. I went like looking for like shirts for like movies that I love, and I would have found the occasional one, but I was like, there's not a lot here. So I opened up a shop on TeePublic, and where I just kind of design and post for like crazy movies that probably nobody's going to buy, but
hey, drop the link.
It's fun,
drop me
man.
the link and I'll put it in the description, because I have a few t-shirt ideas that you might want to incorporate too.
Let's do it.
Me, I have this shirt that says inclusion.
Nice.
Big deal for me. Big deal. So that's what that says. Caprice, what is your favorite custom slip in your collection? I love your customs that are amazing. You're into customs?
I had a couple of custom like slips made like a long time ago. One thing I got really big into was custom slip covers for my steelbooks. Oh. There's a girl on Instagram, Material Chick, Custom Slips, I think is her full name. Yeah. I don't know how much she's doing it now, but man, and I made a YouTube video I think a couple years ago showing off all the ones that I've gotten from her. She does an awesome job. I mean, it's basically like a custom full. I mean, it's just a full slip basically for your steelbook. And but I've also got custom steelbooks like crazy. I'm trying to put together a video for those. It's probably going to be a 3-parter because I've done way too many with this with this one guy on Instagram. But if I had to pick one Steelbook slip that I had custom made that I love so much, oh dang. You know what? I'm going to go with this one.
What you got?
I'm going to go with this because out of all of the Joker releases, I'm surprised that none use this artwork. And I'm glad none of them have, especially because they got lots of premium releases, but none of them used that artwork.
Ooh.
And I did that on the back.
I like that.
But this was just a photo that Todd Phillips posted on his Instagram that he took with his phone, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did Regal used it on a poster, and you just slide in. I just slide in the Best Buy Steelbook in there. I mean, they're perfect fits. They're great.
I like that it's a side loader too.
Yeah, and I think Regal did. It was one of Regal's posters that they put out. That Regal loves doing these posters on their app that you can buy. But that was the only time that I saw anybody use it. But so the fact that she was able to do that. But yeah, that video is on my YouTube, and I show off all of them, and she does great work.
Yeah, if any of you are looking to get into custom slips, side loaders, much better than a slip case.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Yeah, I love that.
Robert Makes a Cut is joining us. What's up? Hey, this is why I wanted you to describe that. This is fascinating. Never heard of one clicks or group buys.
You know, it's best that you don't hear about one click because I stayed clear of one clicks for collection wise as long as I possibly could.
It's addictive.
Once I got one, I was like, oh no.
Give them an average price of a one click.
On a group buy, for a group buy price, you're probably looking on the low end 2, on the high end like 250 probably.
Yeah. And that's what the Psycho was like 250, right?
I think the Psycho is like 260, just because the weight of it is probably going to be insane. It's going to be like the mother boxes from Manta Lab. It's going to be stupid.
We got Tracy joining us. What's going on?
Hello.
Group buy sounds stressful. You just got to have that cash on hand, and it's kind of like I made the comparison before. It's like some new colorways of some Jordans coming out. You know it's coming. It's dropping Saturday, and you just have to have it ready. You know. I
know that's the one thing that I do hear a lot of when people are asking for the details on group buys, and I wish there was. I mean, I know how to fix it, but in order to fix it, it's going to cost people more. It's going to cost collectors more money, but they don't like. A lot of people get a little stressed that I have to have the full amount up front in order to secure the copy.
Yeah.
A lot of people would really like to see like being able to use like the PayPal Pay in 4 and stuff like that. But in order to do that, I have to be a business.
Yeah.
And in order to become a business, that introduces taxes, that introduces all sorts of fun stuff that would then have to be put onto that price.
Yeah.
And I 98, 99% of people completely understand that.
Yeah.
The stress part, yes. If I could have an app, and I was this close to pulling the trigger last year, I advertised it on my story and everything. If I could have an app where all I had to do was go in and put the pictures and put the stuff, and then you clicked on your phone and you purchased it, it would be beautiful. And honestly, if the way these first 3 months of this year have gone, if I start getting more and more people like I have been, I might have to look back into that. But the problem with anything when you start looking at apps or websites is you have to convert your PayPal over to a PayPal business account. And so again, that introduces a bunch of new shit. And I'm really trying to avoid that as long as I possibly can, because I know it's going to mean higher prices.
Yeah, can't do friends and family.
Yeah, you can't do friends and family. And the app I was going to use, I got a little excited about because they did not require me to change over to PayPal Business, but they did do all the purchases as goods and services. And now, as it's looking, they skipped it for last year, but as it's looking, that threshold for paying taxes is going to get dropped significantly. So after one group buy, I'm going to have to start paying taxes if I switch over to something like that. Yeah. Again, it's something I'm trying to avoid because this isn't, a lot of people see SteelsRaysAnd4Ks and think that it's like a business platform. I'm not. I'm just a dude that started off showing my collection off, and then now it's turned into how can I help you? But so.
And you want to keep it that simple.
I would love to keep it that simple.
Fish said he recently discovered TeePublic.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Drop that TeePublic link. Wait for the sales, Fish. That's all I'll say.
I think there's one going on right now. Yeah, definitely do not. I had a guy ask me to design, or I guess I don't really say what I put up there as a design. I mean, I do it all on an app.
Yeah.
I do not, because I'm not going to sit here and claim that I'm an artist that designs T-shirts. I just find awesome images and put them on T-shirts. But he was like, you should do one for the Crow and I'll buy it. So I did. And I was like, okay, but wait, because they're not doing a sale right now. He immediately turned around and bought one. It wasn't 2 days later. Everything was 35% off. I'm like, dude, why didn't you wait?
Yeah.
I appreciate the purchase, but hold off for those 35% off days.
Yeah. What's inclusion from? It's a statement from KU. Thank you. Sick shirt. You may have to drop that link as well. Out of print.
Damn.
What up, Cody?
Uh-oh.
We got Lucky in the house. Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Thank you for saying that, my friend. Appreciate that. Who else? Thank you. Another one you brought out. What's up, Trini? Culture Trini in the house. Nadia saying what's up. And Michael J. Fox. Thank you, dear. She's sending me a duplicate of Death Sentence. I like that. Thank you.
Nice. Nice.
I saw somebody else hop in here. Movies and Ryan talking about
Ryan.
Completely okay with paying Fox a little bit more for group buys and missing out on paying scalpers in aftermarket. You got to consider that. You really do.
Yeah.
Oh, Eddie, I was thinking the same thing. The right there.
This is one.
Lita Battle Angel.
This is one that I'm building. This is not. This is halfway legit. This is the one-click box. This is, let's see. This is number. This is the Black Barn. So they made 1,250 of these, and this box is number 83. Let me say that. Sometimes you miss out, and you have to create your own one-clicks. And in this case, this box is so stupid massive. I'm literally just kind of like collecting, because they made a lot of good stuff for this movie. There's one Steelbook, the pink one. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But there's like a pink Steelbook that I missed. I think it was German. This one does have one of the editions that came with that one click, which is this one. And it's thick as hell. Wow. It's stupid huge. It's not your standard. And the Steelbook was had a full lenticular magnet to it.
Oh my gosh.
You can take that off, and it's just the same image, but the image is actually a little bit debossed, and it's got the frame around it. So I'm just kind of using this box and kind of creating my own one click eventually. The only other thing I got in here is just the standard one that most everybody has. But I'm going to try to find that pink Steelbook to put in there. The box, though, the box is beautiful. The box is beautiful. It opens up. You got the hand, and you got her.
That whole thing is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, as a set, it's really hard to find. And I happened to find the guy had the box and the one edition. I guess he either sold off the other two or he kept them. I don't know. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, you know?
Yeah, you got to. Nick has a question. What is your Steelbook favorite that you can never get rid of? Sentimental value here.
Oh, no. I hate
like
that
choosing
question.
your favorite child.
I hate that question, y'all. Yeah, I hate that question. There's too many here, guys. There's too many here.
Yeah.
I guess probably that when I discovered Zavvi was when it had to have been when this just went on sale, because I was surprised it was in stock. I remember getting it and was like, how are they still got that? And it's the simplicity of it is, I think, why I love it so much. But it was the Steelbook for Flight of the Navigator. And I love that it's a complete wraparound image.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other night.
Yeah, I love it when they do that. It is like super glossy, and I'm on the fence about super glossy Steelbooks, just because
fingerprints.
I love the damn place.
Yeah,
but this was another one that I had a custom slip made for, and I sent Material Chick a high res scan that I found online of the original VHS tape, and she turned it into a slipcover.
That's
awesome. It even has like a little notch out for the VHS. It's got wear to it because I mean it was just somebody just scanned it.
Yeah.
And I sent it and I was like, "Is this possible?" And she's like, "Let's find out." So we did it.
Oh my God! You just took me back to VHS days.
Man, don't get me started. Don't get me started.
No, I did not see Death Sentence yet. That's why I'm trying to get the movie, and then Bobby Blue is going to be very happy that I finally watched it. Yes, I agree, Nick. I love Alita Battle Angel, and I'm really glad that they're getting a sequel.
Yeah, finally. I need that to hurry up. I really wish it didn't take this long.
Yeah, I saw that in the theater, and I'm like, this needs, because I knew about the manga, and I was like, they need to do all of this. I need sequels, and it bombed.
I know.
We have another request. The Lost in Translation Steelbook.
Is that's
which one? Which one do you have? Do you have the one click or?
That's the one I don't have. I don't have that one still, Ron. Right? No. I think that's that. Yeah, that's right. I lost a battle to him over that shit. I swear to God. You bringing that up here? Is that what we're doing right now? Lost in Translation is one that I need, and I know you have it. Thank you for bringing that up and just showing it off. You want to jump on here too, but
it's beautiful too.
It's a beautiful Steelbook, and I want it. I want it. One day it'll get a 4K, and I'll be able to afford that old Blu-ray Steelbook. I swear to God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Some love for Flight of the Navigator.
Yes.
Still have my original DVD. Couldn't let it go.
Oh, you got to get that. You got to get that Second Sight edition. That thing was beautiful. Yep. Did you ever see that? The Second Sight edition that they did.
I've seen it.
Oh,
that's all I'll say is I've seen it.
Dude, I jumped on that hard when it hit. There was no way I was missing that.
He said your collection is supreme by far, so he had to.
Yeah, I know.
Damn, you actually looked too.
I did. I was like, wait a minute. Did I find that? I don't remember finding that. Oh, you son of a bitch. I swear to God.
I need to make that into a short. Love Alita Battle Angel. Also would like to know more backstories of the characters. Well, that's what the follow-ups were. You get a little more storyline to go along with it. All right, caught up on the chat more or less. So just thinking about it, I try to do these like at least a month in advance, and a couple months ago I was just making a list of like different guests, and as soon as I put your name down, I immediately went and put Jake from Steelbook Obsessed down right after that.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever collaborated on anything? I mean, been on live streams even together or anything like that?
I want to say yes. I really want to say we have.
Mm-hmm.
Normally on the live streams, I'm usually involved in like a group, and so I've been on a lot of things with a lot of people, but I never had a lot of. I don't get a lot of one-on-one time.
Yeah. Well, he wanted a little one-on-one time with you, so.
Hey Jody, it's Jake here. How's it going? Hoping you're having a wonderful conversation. I have a couple questions for you. One, what's your favorite premium label to collect for? You have way more than I do, so I'd love to get your 2 cents. And number two, do you collect anything else? I always like asking other collectors that. Bye!
Bye!
Yes. Yes, he was on that. You know what? It came back to me as soon as I saw his beautiful face. He was on that. What was it? It was on Bob's channel. We did a Steelbook competition, and then he did he did a slipcover competition.
I remember.
And then he brought together the two. Yeah, I remember that. My favorite premium label to collect from. I mean, I've got the most Manta Lab. Even if I wasn't a host, I had previously purchased a lot from them because, like I said, I was there just like refresh on their page when it was pre-order day. But yeah, they would probably be like by far my favorite premium label so far. Yeah. There's some good ones out there. I mean, like HD Zeta and Blue Fans, they put out beautiful things, but man, they're hard to get a hold of and host for. HD Zeta just got, and actually I think it arrived today, the final 2. They put out the Lord of the Rings trilogy in these beautiful leather bound box sets. I've got one up here already. Let me see if I can.
This is an exclusive, folks.
I have not opened this yet. This is still sealed. Return of the King was the first one that they sent out. And it's still all shiny in the wrapper, but that is leather, and it's got little pressings all around the framing. I don't know if the camera will pick that up. There's two editions in here. I don't remember. I was lucky enough. I teamed up with another group buy host who is a host for HD Zeta and was able to host for this. And by being able to host for it, of course, I had to get one for myself. And today I came home and it is in a box downstairs. I have not opened yet, but it's the other 2 movies. So I'll be getting those sent out to everybody. That I think there was 6 of us total that participated in my group buy because it was a hunk. It was a hunk of change.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
But well worth it because they turned out great.
It's nice that they're using like the same thing. Like I think it was the DVD extended edition used the same colors, and it had a book-like look to it.
Yeah,
so
I had those.
They just made it an actual book.
That's I had awesome. Those were great additions. I wish I would have. I actually sold a good buddy of mine. I had that the Best Buy Steelbook set that came in the steel box. For Lord of the Rings, and I was like, well, I don't need this, buddy. If you're looking for it, I'll sell you mine because I got these big bad boys coming, so it's cool.
Yeah. Culture Trini says I was big into the one clicks, had a few spots on High Def Ninja with Manta Labs, HD Zeta, Film Arena, and Blue Fans. My poor pockets.
Yeah.
Which is the one that went away? Was it Everything Blue?
Everything Blue got bought by the Hut Group, which owns Zavvi. Yeah. So all these the Rambo, it's way up there, but they put out that big Rambo edition. There is a Fifth Element that's due out anytime now, and they just did the Leon that I was hosting a group buy for.
Those sold out pretty quickly as well.
Those went fast.
Yeah, those are hotcakes for sure. What's up, 4K Media? It's a great company. Yeah, I when I first started to hear about it, I think that was the one that attracted me the most. And it was like right toward the end of their independent run. Yeah. So it was when the Hitchcock 4K started coming out and the Blu-rays, and I'm a big Hitchcock fan, so that's why I wanted to get in on that. And not knowing what the prices were, I had initial sticker shock. But then I started seeing the content. I mean, this is like buying art. This is beautiful.
I don't know how Everything Blue is probably the only label. I don't know how they get, like, their editions look wet. I don't know how they print, but they just literally they just look wet.
Yeah.
And the images are just so crisp. Everything about them was. That's why I was worried when they went away, and then I heard they got bought out by the Hut Group. I was worried that we were going to lose that. But then when they put out the Rambo edition and it arrived and it looked just like one of their releases, I was like, okay, good, thank God.
That's the one I was thinking of with Tony. He bought 6 of those to get one that was in perfect shape. Yeah, it's crazy, but I mean, you pay for excellence, and I think by being with this new company, they could actually having a stronger backing than being independent.
Yeah,
you know, that might have been 250, 300. Instead, it was 150.
Right.
So, they get a little financial backing to make it a little more affordable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, it's that hour. I have to go watch the rest on replay, heading to bed. Peace, everyone. Salute my man, Nick. Always good to have you up in here. Oh, who else? Everybody's still saying hi. Have a good night. Blah, blah, blah. Just a little forward thinking here. Just thinking about the future of collecting. It's a popular topic these days. What's going to happen? The big box stores are slowly selling less and less, which is really ironic because they're also selling more and more exclusives.
Right.
Do you think it's going to go the way of all boutique or all mail order?
I could definitely see a lot more mail order happening. Yeah, it's just weird right now. I mean, you got all of your stores, their selections are just stupid compared to, I mean, a year, especially 2 years ago. I mean, there's a part of me that kind of would kind of love to see studios calling up Shout, Scream Factory, Arrow, Criterion might be a little pricey for some people, but it would be nice to see them kind of call them up and be like, hey, why don't we put out some good editions of these? And that's, I mean, seeing the physical media sections just kind of disappear out of stores, that's really what's gotten me fired up, kind of wanting to do something. I just opened something because, I mean, there's got to be more people out there that just walk into your Walmart, your Targets, and shockingly even your Best Buys now, and it's like, where is everything? I don't understand.
Yeah,
like it used to be.
What happened?
Best Buy used to be like an L-shaped wall of nothing but movies, and you remember? Did you ever have a media play? Did you ever have one of those?
No, I've been to one.
It was the size of Best Buy, but nothing but movies and music.
Yeah, it's like a bookstore.
With books in the back.
Yeah,
and that was just awesome. That store was great.
Yeah,
I don't think anything like that will ever exist again. But I mean, if you get something, couple thousand square feet, nothing but movies, especially somebody that could bring in your Arrows, your Shouts, even your premium labels, have shit there. I think that would be awesome. I think it's just all of a matter of where do you open something like that up and not fail miserably.
Caprice has a good suggestion. She said, let's all get together and buy a storefront.
Yeah, let's do it.
I like that idea. What's up, Killa? We got Mel in the house. I have one more question before we get to the 5 takes.
Yeah.
And I know that you're on a lot of different platforms. Of course, that information will be in the description. But who do you think is more responsive to your content? Would it be like the Instagram crowd or the TikTok crowd?
I mean, probably Instagram, just because I'm more active there. TikTok definitely happened a lot faster than I thought it was going to. Like I posted, I was posting fairly well over there for a while, and then I just didn't. I was just too busy. And I was just like, I was like, it's fun and everything, but man, I just got so busy. And then I went back to post some more stuff, and I had gained hundreds of followers. I'm like, what? Where are you people coming from? Like, what's going on? Like, there's nothing new here, but okay. Yeah. So I mean, I think if I were as continuous on posting on TikTok as I am on Instagram, it may overtake. But yeah, as of right now, I think I get a lot more going on over on Instagram compared to the two. But that's probably just my fault, honestly.
Hey, talking about Jake, I think that's what keeps his followers up, is because, you know, just like he will post an Instagram story, he'll post a YouTube short, he'll post a TikTok. And I think it's that triple, you know, that triple threat, that trifecta that just gets the numbers up. Yeah,
and that's probably, I think I kind of made it when I did start my TikTok. I kind of made the decision because I was noticing, like, on Instagram, especially when it came to group buys, my group buys were kind of getting lost in the mix, because I was posting about group buys, I was posting about upcoming things getting released, and then I would show off something in my collection.
Yeah,
and I felt like, at the time, my idea was, okay, let's take the showing off stuff in your collection and move that over to TikTok.
Yeah.
And it works. It's just, I mean, honestly, it's just me. I get lazy and I get tired, and I don't feel like coming up here and doing TikToks.
And you don't have any other responsibilities, so I don't see why that doesn't work.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't have anything going on, y'all. Nothing. I got nothing going on. But yeah, so I mean, I think I need to get over there more, honestly. It's fun. It is fun, and you get a lot of interaction. And I mean, if I was to post something that didn't even have a question at the end of it, just like showing something off, the comment section is great over there, because it's just, I think it definitely gets sent out to a lot more people than, like, how, you know, Instagram, I think it's just like my 5,000 plus followers that see my stuff. Then that's it.
Yeah.
But TikTok, you never know who's going to just be swiping, and your shit's
it's all about the algorithm.
So. And I might even try to figure that out. What's going on, boss?
You came just in time for us to do the 5 takes, my friend.
Uh-oh. Get ready.
I hope you're ready.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You coming with some hot takes, I'm sure. All right. So we're going to get into the 5 takes. We're going to start with number 1. Name the film that made you fall in love with the movies.
All right. So I was I was born in the early 80s. So mid to late 80s was kind of like my introduction to understanding movies, right? When you're at that age, you start seeing that. And 80s were crazy, man. 80s was just cocaine fueled crazy movies. But I think if I were to sit back and just think about the one at home and theatrical experience that I can always look back and remember in a whole, is the Back to the Future trilogy. And I'd have to just do all 3. I mean, the first one came out when I was way too young, so obviously I saw the first one at home, so that was kind of like a family viewing. And then the second one I saw in theaters, and you know, that was way before this whole internet thing, and so you knew there was going to be a third, but as a kid, I didn't know they were pretty much done filming it, right? So when you're in the theater at my age and I'm watching this part 2 of this movie that I really like, and you're seeing the future, and you're like, this is crazy. And then the movie's done and they end it with a preview for the next one. My mind right there, my mind was just like, oh shit, we're going to the West, y'all. And it's like, so like that whole experience, just that whole trilogy, I mean, it expanded from like 85 to I think 90 was when the third one came out. That whole thing right there, just, I mean, that if that trilogy doesn't make you love movies, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
The concept behind it's ridiculous. But if that trilogy doesn't make you love movies, I don't know what your problem is.
Yep. Little known fact. There were, I think, 5 DeLoreans used in the first movie.
Yeah.
One of them at once upon a time was owned by a very big drug dealer out of the Bronx in New York City.
Oh.
And a friend of a friend knew him. I got to drive that DeLorean.
Oh, shit. Did it still have all the shit?
Had like all the props in it,
damn.
But it was a actual working DMC. And you said Ryan's favorite word.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
You say that
I did a part 1 and part 2 stream with some buddies over at a Geeks and Flicks, and it was all about 80s movies, and I was just like, guys, this is the greatest decade of film, because everybody was just on so much cocaine. Every idea sounded like the greatest idea in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it. If you went to any studio now and pitched them any movie in the 80s, that you'd get kicked out of every office right now.
Yep.
If they had never existed.
A24 would do it.
They probably would do it. You're right. We do have some saving grace here popping up now.
Let's move on to number 2. Name 5 of your favorite films.
All right, in no particular order whatsoever, because I can't do that. Again, I'd have to put the entire Back to the Future trilogy into one lump sum. I'd probably have to say The Goonies. That's another childhood movie that I will always love. We have an old theater down the road that thank God these lovely people saved. They brought back from death, and they randomly show movies in there. One of them was Goonies. I took my kids to it. That was awesome. To be able to show it to them on a big screen with a decent sound system. I just really started thinking about movies that if they're on, I can't turn the TV off. I have to watch them. And one of those would definitely have to be Seven, as long as it's not edited. I think that movie is amazing. And there was a point there where I would see it. Every time I would see it, I would notice something new. And I love that about some movies. Or I would either see something I didn't see before, or hear something I wasn't really paying attention to before. And that movie is just all around. There's not a bad scene in it. There's no scene in that movie where you're like, I'm going to go get some popcorn. Like, no. Every scene, you're just like this. Like, what's fixing to happen? And if I'm doing a top 5, I have to have a Western in there somewhere. And there's 2 Westerns that I love the most. Well, 3 really, but if I had to put those 3 in an order, I think number 1 would always have to be Tombstone.
Good one.
I love that movie. I love everybody's performance in that movie. If that doesn't make you love Val Kilmer, I don't know what else movie to point you to, because that was just awesome. And probably my 5th, in no particular order, probably Forrest Gump. I love Forrest Gump. I think it's such a great story. Every story within the story is a great story, and that's what I love about that movie. There's so many stories within the story of Forrest Gump. That's probably one of the only movies that has 2 scenes that will damn near bring me to tears, and that doesn't happen to me a lot. And that movie has 2 parts that'll do it. So it's got to make it into a top 5, because nothing that takes a lot, but that one can do it.
Your 90s is showing.
Yeah, a little bit. Sorry.
Yeah,
a little bit.
And like I just did my top 25 of the 90s video for Tin Talks Talkies Community Challenge, and I said it's all about age and nostalgia, the movies that hit you from the 90s.
Yeah.
So a little check-in here before we move on, see what they're talking about. So they're talking about Mel going in the Hall of Fame for Bob's Blu-rays tomorrow. And then Ken is following up. They said Mel's will be a celebration, Ken's will be a roast. Oh, yeah. This is a popular conversation right now, talking about the Super Mario Brothers Steelbook.
That's some shit.
I don't know who said it, but it better be like super embossed.
That's like the only saving grace, but it's still ugly.
It's still it's still not enough.
I popped up this morning and I was like, what is this?
No, there has to be more. There has to be.
Yeah,
Somebody
there
has to
be
have
more
another
options.
exclusive.
There's got to be more. What studio's putting that out? I haven't been paying attention. Who's putting that out?
Ooh, I should know. I'm going to a press screening next week.
Oh no,
I don't know. I don't know. I'll say
depending on what
Paramount. I
studios,
don't know.
it might get some premiums. Hopefully, let's cross our fingers on that because there's so much great artwork that's already been seen. God knows what else is going to come.
If somebody knows who's putting it out, put it in the chat, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
What were you saying?
I'd like to see what's going to be on like the 4K slipcover, Blu-ray, and everything like that. Surely there's going to be some exclusives. Surely like Walmart and Target's going to have some sort of exclusives going on for it. But yeah, that Steelbook was just. I saw that this morning. I was like, what is happening?
There has to be more. Has to be more. Goonies is awesome, right, Ken? I love Goonies. 7 is fantastic. And yes, Mizzy is right. Needs a 4K.
Yes,
desperately.
Yes, it does.
What were the other 2 Westerns?
Oh, Young Guns and The Unforgiven.
I agree. Good ones. Universal. All right. Thank you.
Universal.
I love Tombstone. Yeah. Yeah, just like Golden Era. They should have made the Mario movie Steelbook look like the game cartridge.
Oh, that would have been nuts.
Yeah. Did you see that Vinegar Syndrome release with the Golden Eye documentary? They made it look like
oh yeah.
a whole N64 cover.
Yeah.
That's innovative.
I need to post more of their announcements. I seem to skip them sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. Fish says Nintendo and Illumination Universal. That makes sense. You. So it'll be on Peacock the following month. All right, let's get to the question everybody loves to hate and hate to love.
Yeah.
Number 3. Name classic movie that everybody loves, but you can't stand.
All right, this. You know what? I don't know how controversial this is going to be. It's just sad because I own it. That's just bad part.
Collectors collect.
Yeah. They put out a really, really, really nice edition. I was like, I guess this should be at least in the collection. But I'm just not a big fan of Citizen Kane, y'all. I'm sorry. I can't get into it. It's just too much. Citizen Kane.
It took film school for me to appreciate it.
Maybe that'll do it.
and 2001, same thing, and Casablanca, the same thing. So
yeah,
I had a few up there for a while, but
yeah,
that
I
helped.
can see that.
That helped.
2001's a hard to watch sometimes.
But now I know.
Now you know.
Let's flip it and go to number 4. Name a critically hated movie that you love.
See, this is the one question because I pay zero mind to what critics say about movies. So I couldn't even tell you. I'm just going to throw a movie from the 80s out there because, like we've said, 80s movies are nuts. I bet none of them liked Weekend at Bernie's, and I love it. I love Weekend at Bernie's, and I bet if we looked it up on anything right now, it probably got like 2 stars. I don't know. I have no idea. Or at least Weekend at Bernie's 2 probably did awfully, but both of them were awesome. But
I love those movies.
I just don't pay attention to what critics say. I really don't.
54% on Rotten Tomatoes.
For real? Damn.
Not bad.
I guess.
Not bad. For a comedy. Yeah. What's up, Ben? Catch us on the replay. We're just finishing up. Yeah, I know. Huck. 2001. Yuck. Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I could not understand Casablanca for the longest time because it was always sold to me as a romance. It's not a romance. It's like people who get mad at the end of La La Land because they're like, that's not the way the romance should have went. It's not about them being in love with each other. That's all I'll say. Yeah. Yes, Mel, thank you. Do not forget to kill that like button. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Like it.
Appreciate you. Hopefully everyone in the chat had a great time. I want to thank them as we get to question number 5. So you've been through the gauntlet. With that in mind, who would you like to see me have a conversation with on this channel?
You know what? I'm going to throw some love out there to my buddy Charlie. Charlie's Cinematic Universe. He's a good dude, and he should be. And he'll definitely have a conversation with you. He is a conversation man. He co-hosts Cult of Collectors with me and John, and if he's not there, it's a rough show, man, because he will keep the conversation rolling. And he's a good dude, and he's I've known him for a couple years now, and yeah, you guys would enjoy learning more from Charlie. He's got a decent collection too. I like his stuff. I like his style.
Are you saying he's loquacious and verbose?
Maybe I am.
We'll keep that in mind. Those can be fun conversations, but then sometimes you're looking at the clock like, ooh, how much longer?
You're gonna have to cut him off. You're gonna cut him off a lot.
Yeah. I hate doing that. I hate when I talk on top of people too, but it really is more like a conversation when you're like, we're standing there, we're just shooting the shit, a couple drinks in our hands, and then it's like, blah, blah. No, you go ahead. You go ahead. What did you say? Weekend at Bernie's 2 qualifies 10%. Wow. Wow.
Dude, the Weekend at Bernie's 2 is nuts. It is just wild.
It was such a good time.
Man, it is.
And talking about a good time, I want to thank you for having a good time tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
This was
I'm
awesome.
glad we were able to do this.
Definitely.
Hit me up in the DMs for that psycho because,
All right.
Saturday's April 1st.
I'm pretty sure I got
paycheck
some.
is on the way.
There you go. I hear you.
Yeah, it'd be a nice thing. I need to celebrate right now. So a bottle of Blanton's, psycho.
Right.
What's going to last longer?
Tough decisions.
Thank you, Fish.
Thank you, sir.
500. It feels good. I like hitting a milestone right before another milestone. Next week coming makes a year since I've been doing these conversations and have the channel and everything. So it's really nice to, also hit something along with that. I said 100, 500, 1,000. Just getting started. I'm going to be humble about it. So 500 right before a year. That's good because it's just going to go from there as people promote it and come on and so forth. Congrats on 500 subs, my friend. Always amazing. CJ Fox, have a great night. You as well, Caprice. Thanks for hanging out with us. Congrats on 500. Thank you, sir.
That's awesome.
Awesome chat. Thank you. Laren, can't wait. Everyone, can't wait for the Q&A. Yes. I should have had the thing in here. I'll have it on Wednesday. On Saturday, April 1st at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to have an open conversation. Basically, the questions will be geared towards me. And hey, if you have a few minutes to pop in, Jody, now that you're a former guest on the conversation, I'm opening it up to any of my former guests just to come on and hang out. If you want to drop a question and, just bounce after that, that's cool too. But I just want to celebrate all these conversations I've had over the last year, all the people I've gotten to know. You guys are awesome community. Everyone in the chat, I've either had on the conversation or we've had chats or, some combination of the two or something in the future. But I appreciate you all. So I just want to hang out for a little while and celebrate, bring your libations and just come and be inquisitive. I'm open book. Awesome chat. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good night, chat. Be easy. Good night to you. See everyone on Booty Mike's live in 40 minutes. Yes, head over to Mega Mike, the movie man. It's coming up at 9 o'clock Eastern. Great convo, fellas. Congrats on the well-deserved 500 subs. Thank you, Huck. That means a lot to me. So, and I want to thank you once again for joining me tonight. I'll see you on IG. Maybe you can help me get started on TikTok. That'll get you back into it and get me into it.
Okay, fine.
Hope everyone has a good night. And as I always say, go watch a movie. Have a good night, folks.